What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all a quick update today of Bitcoin. Right now we're sitting at 9,594. This is just going to be a quick update, guys. We're going to be looking at the 4-hour time frame. I got to get back to work here, but I saw Bitcoin was starting to move. That's what we've been talking about. The candles were getting so tight, we were expecting some movement. But what we need to see now is some follow through. We're running into a key overhead resistance area here on the 4-hour time frame, and that's going to be at $9,600. This red resistance line that we're at right now. And you can notice that a little bit of profit has been being taken right around this area. Now, if we could get up over this area, though, we would potentially have room to run up to 9,880 before we hit that next resistance area. We have a little bit of a gap right here. We dropped really hard on this backside, and sometimes you can even make that up to the upside. But what we would need to do is get over $9,600, then go up there and challenge that 9,880, then try to get over 10,000 psychologically, then obviously that 10,500. That is so overall important for us in the macro sense because we're still having those lower highs in the macro sense. We need to break out of that to start setting higher highs and higher lows on the macro trend is what we're going to be looking for. Now, if we see rejection at $9,600 here, what I would look down to for support is going to be around $9,200. 9,248 is the support area that I'm going to look at. It's going to be important for us. I still have my alarm set at 9,000 even right down here, and that's going to correlate with this bottom trend line because, guys, what we're doing now is just still bouncing within this ascending triangle. If we zoom out here and remember this all on the 4-hour time frame, what you can see, my main support is at 8,674, but we're in this ascending triangle right here. So we are still having some higher lows coming in. That's showing some buying there. What we need is more volume, in my opinion. We're a little bit above average right now, but we need more volume to start getting up over top of all these overhead resistances because, guys, we could even get just back to the top of this ascending triangle and then see even more rejection and then start bouncing back and forth in here. Now, what I want to tell you guys was, according to the Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns and all the books that I've studied, ascending triangles, 70% of the time are going to break out to the upside. About 30% of the time, they're going to break to the downside. So we have to be aware of that right now. The odds are, out of an ascending triangle, you will have an upward break. But what we have to factor in here is all this overhead resistance. It's hard to take a position in a chart pattern when you have very tough overhead resistance that we've hit quite a few times at that 10,500 sitting right up above. So I wouldn't be shocked to go back up here and start testing some of these areas because that would still have us bouncing in this ascending triangle until we really make that decision. But it's nice to see that we have started trading back up above this 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. You can see down in here we dropped below it quite a few times. Twice, about 3 times we tried to get back up over top of it again, and now we finally are. So it's going to be important on this 4-hour time frame to hold that 200 moving average and start trading back up above that because, guys, we held it for quite a long time here until we really broke down. It was about April 5th 2020 all the way till when we first had our serious break here. I would say it was about June 11th 2020. So it's important. This is definitely a moving average that I want to pay attention to. And then if we bounce out to the 1-day time frame quick, I just want to point a few things out to you. What would be important? I'm a big proponent of watching the RSI, the stock, and correlating it with candlesticks. That's what I like to do. So what would be nice here on the 1-day time frame, if we can continue to get more volume, if this could be a bullish engulfing candle of the previous day here, and this could be what gets us moving with a stock cross on heavy volume, and that basically could be our higher low, and then we start trying to make that move to the upside. But it's still too early. We need to wait for the daily candle close today, but it would be nice to get back up above this 50 moving average on the 1-day time frame because there's been about 3 days now that we've been trading below it. And you never want that acting as overhead resistance for you. All the books that I read as well will tell you that when you're, long in the market, you want to be up above that 50 moving average. You want to be up above that 200 moving average. Once you lose that, that could be that confirmation that the move may be moving to the downside. But it's still too early to tell right now. It's one of those things we have to see where this candle closes. If it ends up having just a monster wick up here, that's going to show that this potentially was just a fake out. We couldn't get over top of $9,600, and all of a sudden we're starting to fall to the downside again, and that's why I have my alert at $9,037 right now. And if we bounce out into trading view, just to give you a quick look at this, we did switch back to a buy technical analysis here, and I'm going to show you some indicators. So what we're running is 10 neutral, 16 buy, 2 sell right now. In terms of the oscillators, that was the overall summary. In terms of the oscillators, we have a 9 neutral, 2 sell, 0 buy. And what we have is momentum's a sell, MACD level's a sell. All the rest is going to be neutral right now. Where we're getting a lot of buy signals are the moving averages because we're trying to get back up above them, or we're trading up above them now. So that's going to help us out a little bit, but I would always want to see volume accompanied by this. It's just tough with all this overhead resistance that we're dealing with now, especially at this $9,600. We're just going to have to see if that volume keeps swelling in, if people believe that this is a true move. That's going to be a big deal as well. And I also wanted to point out down here in an article, you can go into it yourself. This is all on TradingView. Type in Bitcoin. It says there's a 10 million plus sell wall at $9,400 preventing a Bitcoin rally, and you can go into all that. I'm just throwing that out there in terms of whenever you see sell walls take place like this $9,600 or that $10,000, those areas where they're really stacked up, that's going to prevent you from continuously moving to the upside, because people are going to be either taking their profits or whatever in that range. So just be careful of that. It's something I want to point out to you right now, but it is nice to see Bitcoin's up, 3.3% right now. Let's see if we can get one of those bullish engulfing candles, get back up above the 50 moving average, and try to tackle the top of this ascending triangle. See what happens, guys. So if you get something from this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends. Trying to get 200 likes on this. Can't do it without y'all. God bless, guys. Take care.